Hello, my stamping friends. This is Sandra with Krafty Kreations with Sandra. Welcome to week number 56 of our weekly get-togethers. We are going to make some gift card holders today. So this is the first one we're going to make. Hold on, I got a cord in my face here. Let me figure out how to get rid of it. Okay, so this is a recording because remember I told you I was going to be taking a little time off. So hopefully you'll like today's class. We're gonna make this gift card holder. It can also be a money holder, and I used magnets, which I had already shared the link of where to get those magnets. Look at how cute. I put money in this one, but you can certainly put a gift card. So it's what started my making gift card holders is that I needed one for today. So this happy birthday is from the chicken. Let me see. Hey Chick, I think it's called. Let me look it up real quick. Hey Birthday Chick, page 65. Not very prepared here, but Hey Birthday Chick has a coordinating die set, and there's the happy birthday right there. You see that? And this is the stamp set, which I haven't used yet, so we're gonna use that one of these days. I have some really pretty chicken cards. Okay, so anyway, that's where I got that happy birthday. And then these little balloons are from the sheep set, which is a celebration set, and then this is just a retired stamp that I had. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to need, oh, let me put this back, because this is actually my gift that I need for today. I gotta put it in my purse before I forget. Anyway, we're gonna need a piece of cardstock that is 10 by 4 1/4 by 10. And I had meant to score it, but I didn't, so I guess we're gonna score it together. We're gonna score it at, okay, I'm gonna cheat here. We're gonna score it at 3. Be sure to move your cutting blade, because this morning I already ruined a card. 3. You're scoring at 4, 5, and 8. And since the paper is 10 inches, 8 would be 2. So I'm just gonna flip it around and do it at 2, because I don't want to extend my arm. I have too much stuff on my table. Okay? So if you're writing these down, 3, 4, 5, and 8. Okay, so that's it. Now we're going to fold on the second one, on the second score line. Fold and burnish. And I'll tell you the designer series paper sizes in a second. Okay, so we fold it on the second line. So we want to fold this way. I want to fold. That's going to be on the inside. Then we're going to fold back. We're going to do zigzag like that. This is the inside of my card, all right? So, I guess if you look at it like this, it's Mountain Valley Mountain. And then this one is gonna close right here because that's the flap. So remember, we're making a little envelope with a little mountain in the middle. And that's gonna be the card holder. I'm just reinforcing the fold. So there is my card, and then this is my gift card holder. All right? The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna round these corners on the flap, on the top flap. And then I'm gonna take this folded piece, and I'm going to use my, I think this is called an everyday label punch. For some reason, I forgot the name and I haven't looked it up. So I'm gonna tell you this is what I decided. I was having trouble figuring out how to stay straight. So I'm gonna make a line. Just gonna make a line across. So when I'm cutting, I can see how far to go in. Okay, so I'm gonna line this edge up with the edge right there. And I'm gonna go up to the line, and I think I did that line too high. Let me redo that line. I think I did it too high. It's the first time I used that line, but in my sample, I had it a little crooked. Okay, I think that's better. I'm gonna line it up at the edge. I'm gonna go up to the line. As soon as I see the line, I'm gonna punch. And then I'm gonna go all the way over to the other side. I'm gonna line it up with the edge. And as soon as I see the line, I'm gonna punch. I still got it a little crooked, but it's much more straight. There's a little nip right here. There's a little notch that I don't like. Just even it out. Okay. So that should be big enough for my card, but let me double check. Let me just grab a card over here from all the spares I have. Oh, that's what I did. It was too deep. You see, I only want to go as, I don't want to have this little notch. So next time, I'm gonna need to do it a little higher. But here, my card fits right here perfectly. Okay, so then my next step, so I've got my notch, and then I can erase whatever I have left over of that line. So maybe you want to do 1/8 of an inch or 3/16. Don't do a quarter, because a quarter will give you that extra peak notch. All right, I hope that makes sense to you. Okay, and then I think I'm going to round the corners, these corners too. It's all whatever you like. There's no right or wrong. Okay, so now I need 2 pieces of designer series paper that measure 4 by 1 3/4. 4 by 1 3/4. And I've already rounded the corners. So this one will go here and this one will go here. Okay? And I'm gonna go ahead and attach them so I don't have so many pieces of paper floating around. I'm using the 2020 to 2022 paper. This is Magenta Madness. It's the pack that has all the colors, the ink colors, for last year's ink colors. And since it was so bright, I decided I would use white. That's my contrasting color. And then over here, I'm just flipping it on the other side. There's a different pattern. So I'm just putting that right here. Okay, so that was 4 by 1 3/4 with the 2 corners rounded. Then I'm gonna need 3 pieces that measure 4 by 2 3/4. So 2 of my pieces are gonna go here, and the other piece is gonna go here. Okay, and I need to round the corners on this one and on this one. So I'm gonna round the corners on this one, which is my front bottom flap. And then I'm gonna round the corners on this one, which is my bottom, so I have to do the bottom corners. And you don't have to round the corners if you don't want to. And then you can coordinate or match or mix and match your paper patterns however you want. You don't have to do it all in one color. I just decided I had that paper and I had never used it, so besides the other gift card holder we're doing is a blue one, so I decided I would use pink. Then I need 2 pieces that are 1/2 inch by 4 inches, and those are gonna go here, just so it's not so blank. And I'm running out of glue already again. That's a good sign. It means I'm using it a lot. So I've always say I'm the world's worst demonstrator because I don't do a lot, but during the time I've been retired, I feel like I've been doing a lot. So I'm really happy about that. I mean, a lot of stamping. There we go. Okay. So when I close it, then this piece will go here. And look, I had these two match. And then I had these two match. And then these two do not match, but they kind of give you a little bit of variety on the front of your card. So this will go in the front of my card. If you wanted it to match, you could use this one, but I didn't want it to match. I like these little crisscross lines. Okay, now we're gonna close our pocket and we're gonna go on the bottom. We're gonna put a little tiny bit of glue right along one edge, right here. We don't wanna close this part and we don't wanna come closer. So right on the edge, and you're just gonna close that and hold it for a few seconds. And there is my piece that is going to now hold my gift card. And I've always told you, put a gift card right away. So the spacing that is needed is there with the drying of the glue. There's my piece. Isn't that cute? All right, now I have a piece of white, and the white measures a 1/4 inch less. So 3 3/4 by 2 1/2. 3 3/4 by 2 1/2. And that's gonna go right here. I'm just gonna glue it. If you want to stamp anything, this would be the time to stamp. I'm just gonna center that right here in the middle panel. And then I have my happy birthday that I already die cut. Let me just get rid of the little punch out pieces. And I'm just gonna glue that right here. I think that looks really cute. I love the pink and black and white. I think that's a really good contrast. And I could use my sponge the way I've showed you before, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna spread some glue right here. Try not to go overboard with it. And then I'm just gonna place it right in the center, right there. I think that looks really cute. All right, and then I'm gonna use my It's Your Day, Enjoy It from the Happiest Birthday, and I'm gonna use my happy birthday, this one. I think I'm gonna use that. I haven't stamped them yet, so give me a second. I'm gonna pick that up here and pick this up right here. Now this one, since it has a straight line, if I get myself to line it up with this line with the edge of the block, when I stamp, I can use the edge of the block to keep it straight. And this one, I guess I could still do the same. Look, if I just maneuver it so that it looks straight to me on the block, then when I stamp it, I just have to keep the block straight. All right, let's get some scraps. And I think I'm going to use black ink. I'm going to use black ink because that's my contrasting color right now. I'm going to stamp that right in the center. And then I'm going to get another scrap. I have scraps galore. And I'm going to stamp that right in the center there. And I'm going to cut both of them. I'm going to store your memento ink upside down so the ink is always at the top. And that way you don't feel like it's not inked enough. And sometimes we do that. We think it's not inked and we add more ink and then, oh boy, what a mess. You know, I think I want to put this here. And I'm going to show you on this one. I stamped on here, but it doesn't really show. So for this one, I decided I was going to do some of that just outline cutting. You know how we do this? Just follow the outline of the letters as close or as far as you want. Whatever border you decide, you do that. You can use any birthday stamp. Actually, this can be for anything. It can be a graduation little pouch. It can be a baby shower little pouch. So I think I'm gonna do that there. Right in the middle. Right in the middle. And then I die cut some little balloons. So I think I'm just gonna scatter them here like that so it looks a little festive. And I'm just using a tiny bit of glue. I just wanted some contrasting colors, so I didn't worry about matching anything. I just took 3 different colors. And here's my last one. Just putting a tiny bit on the string. And I think this one's gonna go right here. You're gonna write your message right here. And then we're gonna take our magnets. And for some reason I have a magnet that's the wrong size in this little batch. And it keeps wanting to be stuck. So I'm gonna grab 2. They're in here. Just gonna push 2 out. I have 2. Then I'm gonna take a glue dot and I'm gonna add it right to the back of the first one. Hold on. Gotta get it all the way in the back there. And I'm gonna place that right in the center right here. Push that really well. Then I'm gonna take the next glue dot. I'm gonna tear it off. I have it right there. Do you see it? And I'm going to try to line it up so I can get it right on top of the little circle right there. So now I have it right on top. And then I'm gonna close my card and press it really well, and then I will have a magnet on each side. And I can just press it even harder once I have them separated. And then that will be my closure. Now let's do this happy birthday right here. And I think I'm going to I should have left a bigger border. I'm just cutting. Okay, so there, I'm gonna do that. And it looks a little boring. So let me grab a flower punch. Let me find my flower punch. Of course, I have a million flower punches, but I can't find it when I need it. Here, this is the one I'm looking for. I'm looking for this one. So I'm going to punch, punch, punch. I think I'm going to do white flowers. I gotta get my stamp set. Hold on. This is the stamp set I was telling you about a little while ago. We've got to use this one. It's so cute. But that wasn't what I was looking for. Unpen, many messages, oh my goodness. Here it is. Flowers of friendship, that's what I was looking for. And then I'm going to use Magenta Madness ink. Do this real quick. Take another scrap, let's see. So this one we stamp like a cross. And this one we stamp like an X. And then the leaf we stamp let me get some green. And the leaf we stamp kind of like this sideways. Oops, the other way. Kind of like this. All right. So now let me put all of this away before I get it on my hands. And let me separate these because I don't want to punch in the wrong place. Punch out. Let's see. So I'm going to punch this out right here. They need to be a little bit more separated. I'm going to need a Post-it note. I hope I have one. I do. I just use my Post-it note and like to cut it the same width so that I'm not dealing with sticky where I don't need it. So there is my one flower. I didn't actually have a sample of this one, so it's taking a little longer to decorate. But don't you find that when you really are just creating, it does take a while? It doesn't just happen unless you're copying something. And believe me, I copy lots of stuff, but not this one. So there's my big flower. Here's my other big flower. And then my leaves. Let me get a few leaves. Now the trick to the leaves is you stick your paper in this way, so that you don't punch out. Then you just, oops, that's the wrong one. Then you just move it over, line it up and punch, move it over. There, I have 3 leaves and a lot of scraps. Let me get rid of all those scraps before they make me drown in my mind. All right, so let's just do happy birthday. And we're going to layer one flower on top of the other. Let me just curl those a bit. You can get really elaborate or you can get really cute with your stamps. I'm going to use a small dimensional right in the center. Oops, right in the center. I'm going to lay the smaller one on top of the bigger one. And then I'm gonna glue it. I think I want it like this. I'm not gonna glue it till I have them all ready. I think I want you know, I would think I want I should have done it earlier. If I take this color and I move it around with my blender pen, there'll be a little bit green. I should have done it right after stamping. That's not working. We'll just do it this way, the way we have it. Okay, so I'm going to do this here, and I'm going to use dimensionals for that. 2 dimensionals here. And I'm going to put it sideways like that. Then I'm going to use glue because my flowers already have a dimensional on them. So I'm going to squeeze one in here. And I'm going to squeeze or place the other one here. And I'm going to tuck a couple of leaves. Maybe one there. And this one that I didn't ruin too much with my blender pen, I'm going to stick right here. And there we go. There's my decorated little gift card holder or money holder. Whichever you decided you want it to be. You like that? Pretty cute, huh? Very different, but very the same. Here's one. And here's the other. Very cute, I think. I hope you like it. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. And the next one is a fun fold that brings up the gift card and the message. Isn't that cute? And I'm using the All for Baby stamp set and dies. So this is my sample, and the one we're gonna make is gonna be blue. So these are my pieces. Let me move my sample so I can see my notes. I'm not going to round any corners. I'm not going to write anything. I'm not going to use my blender pen. Let me get rid of all of it. Okay, so we're going to need a piece that is 11 by 4 1/4, and I'm going to score it at 3 1/2 and 9, and I've already scored mine. 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 3 1/2 and 9. And then I'm going to need a piece that is 3 1/2 by 7 1/4, and I'm going to score it at 1 7/8 and 6 3/4. 1 7/8 and 6 3/4. Then I'm going to need from the Contours Labels dies the second largest, and the Contours Labels dies are the ones that come in the Color and Contour bundle, and it's the second and the third largest. The second and the third. This one and this one. Okay? So I already die cut those. So in the same color cardstock, the second largest, and then in the white, 2 white. Then for DSP, I need one piece that is 4 by 3 1/4 and one piece that is 4 by 1 3/4. All right? So let me put all of my little embellishments to the side. I'm going to fold my card both sections in, and they have to meet in the middle. So when you're burnishing, help line it up if it needs help. I'm bringing them both to the same side, and they're meeting in the middle. This piece of Designer Series paper goes here. This piece of Designer Series paper goes here. Okay, this one was 4 by 3 1/4, and this is 4 by 1 3/4. So we'll go. This is from the peach paper. Remember the peach paper had those really pretty blues in it? So this one goes here. And don't forget to comment so you can be put in the drawing for the samples. Okay, so I have my front ready. And now for my inside, I'm going to take the second piece and I'm going to fold this one up and this one back. So they're going to be folded in opposite directions. Then I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm going to burnish both. I like to do both sides. And if you see the ridge right here, get rid of it. So this piece is going to go in here. I'm going to center it up to that score line. I have the big section on top. And then I'm going to put glue right here. I'm going to put glue on this whole little section, this 1/2 inch section. Don't put too much so it doesn't bleed out, but you have to put plenty because it's going to be moving. All right? And you're going to close the top. So you put it right underneath the fold line. And then you're going to close it and give it a few seconds. You got to be patient. So when I open it, it'll pull it up. See, it's not dry yet. Give it a few more seconds while I get a drink of water. Actually, I'm drinking coffee. Haha. If you know that I hadn't been drinking coffee for a whole year, I just started drinking about 2 weeks ago. Actually, about a week ago. But I only drink 1 cup a day. Okay, so there. That piece is going to move up and down. That's how we're going to do our little disappearing piece. Okay? Now, before we do anything else, we want to notch this bottom section with a circle punch, whatever you have. And then I want to stamp the little message that I have right here, which was congratulations on your growing family. I'm going to do that with Misty Moonlight because I want a darker color. And I should be using my mat because it's a photopolymer stamp. And I'm going to stamp right underneath the notch. Right underneath the notch. Centered. Hold it for a few seconds. And there is my stamp. So now I'm just gonna hide and peek out. Hide and peek out. Isn't that cute? Okay, let me get rid of this. So how we close this pocket is we do it with some ribbon. We need about 20 inches of ribbon. And I'm gonna wrap it. I'm using this retired polka dot ribbon that I love. And I think I'm about to run out. I'm gonna make a bow. And I'm just tying the bottom section. I'm tying it closed. I love this ribbon, and especially for this baby card, it just feels like it's so gentle. Okay, there's my bow. I'm gonna slide it all the way over to the left side, and I'm gonna bring it up closer to the top because this is what's holding my pocket closed, but it's also what's gonna keep my label down. So now let's put this as, oh, we've got to trim these tails. That's not very straight. Okay, trim the tails and put this aside. I'm gonna take my big label and my smaller label, and I'm going to stamp some stars. And that's from the All for Baby stamp set. So I'm going to stamp a few stars. I think that's enough. I guess I could put one right there, but it's going to be covered anyway. Then I'm going to glue the smaller frame, the smaller rectangle, onto the bigger one, center it. Then I have my little bear. And this time, instead of stamping it in crumb cake, I stamped it in the moonlight, misty moonlight, just so we could have a different bear. Isn't he cute? I've already put dimensionals on the back. And he's gonna go right here. And then I punched out, I die cut the little stars that are in that same set with the All for Baby. There's a heart and there's some stars. So there's, you want to take your pick tool to pick them up because it's kind of hard to pick them up. And then I did a heart. So I'm going to put those after I put my sentiment. So my sentiment is, hello little one. And I'm just going to cut that straight up. Then I have a strip. This is 1/2 inch and it's about 2 inches long. Then I have a piece that's 3/4 of an inch. And I'm just gonna eyeball it. I'm not gonna use my trimmer. I'm just gonna cut up right here. Then I'm gonna glue these two together. And this 1/2 inch strip is just all the leftovers that I always have, remember? You want to keep some of them so that you don't have to cut 1/2 inch strips ever, since you have so many left over from when you cut your paper for the inside of your cards. That's when you have a bunch of 1/2 inch strips left. So this is going to go here, and I'm going to use dimensionals. I'm going to put dimensionals 1, 2, 3, but not on this part because this will be uneven. So I'm going to do 3 big dimensionals. You know, I'm thinking for next week. For next week, I'm gonna do sympathy cards because a lot of people have been telling me they need sympathy cards. I've been told sympathy. Oh, here. Well, let's put it on the card first so we can determine where the sentiment will go. Let me move my stars over. This is gonna go here, centered. That's why we need to move the bow all the way to the left. There's so much space, huh? Let me move this. This big white space is bugging me. Okay, so I'm gonna put glue from this scallop up. So I'm gonna keep track from this scallop up. And I think I just ran out of glue. Okay, from that scallop up, I'm going to center it here. Even on the top and the bottom and on the sides. You can actually use the lines to help you stay straight. And this bow is going to help it stay down, and then when you open it, it'll just move over so it can open it. It won't be in the way. Okay, so now I can determine where I want my sentiment. And I think I want it a little below the scallop, and I think I want it hanging off a little bit off of the label, like that. And I put it on the right side because I have the bow on the left side, so I want it to balance. Okay, so now I have my 3 little stars that are from the glimmer paper, which is the free celebration item. And I'm gonna choose 3 stars right here. 1, 2, let me put those 2, and then I can determine which the 3rd one is going to be. And I'm just putting it right over the stamped one. Right over the stamped one. And I think I want to put the 3rd one I think I want to put it here. Let me think. I kind of like to make a triangle. That's what I like to do. I think I'm going to move this one over here. You're probably saying, what did she just do? Remember, I can erase that glue. And I think I'm going to put this one right here. And the reason I'm trying to figure out where to put them, because I have a little heart that I want to put on the bear. So those 2 would have been too close. That's why I changed my mind. But I can use my glue eraser to erase that glue that's right there. All right, so there are my little heart and my little stars. And then I can just use, you're really supposed to wait until it dries. But it'll pick it up. I guess I'm gonna wait till it dries because it's pulling up the color, the paper. So now I just need to glue this piece. It's optional. You can leave it loose, but I just thought it's easier. It won't fall out and it won't disappear. So I'm just gonna tuck it in here, and this is where you would write your message. Your little note to the recipient. You just write on it and your card will be in there. Let me grab another card. I think I have a Starbucks problem, huh? There we go. There is the boy card and there is the girl card. Aren't they cute? Which one do you like more? Let me know. So, the winner of today's drawing will win these two. And you know, we need some rhinestones right here. Let me see if I can find my in-color jewels that I should have. Ooh, they're right here. I found them. So if you've been coming to the in-person classes, you will have these. You will have some leftovers of these. I think we used them at the last class. I'm not sure when, but I think it was the last class. They're the new in colors, so that would be the fresh freesia, the soft succulent, the pale papaya, although the pale papaya is very yellow, and the evening evergreen. Look at how cute that is. Perfect. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect for me. So there we go. There are our finished cards. I hope you like them. Thanks for joining me, and I will be back live next week. Let me know which is your favorite, and then don't forget to post your creations from today's lesson. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.